Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another late night sneaker talk show. And I promise y'all, I'm only staying on for 1 hour. So we're going to make the best of this hour because I promise y'all, I am tired and I only have 6.5 business days until I can do this more oftenly and more professionally. And I want to start off with saying this. I got some housekeeping notes. I want to start off by saying this. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so grateful for everyone who has liked, commented, subscribed, shared, did whatever they had to do to make the channel great or even better what it was around this time last year. And I am honestly, honestly so appreciative of it that y'all really have no idea, and I don't think y'all really truly understand why I am in a better place right now than I was last year. So I want to start off by saying this. The reason why it's dark right now is because my life is a mess, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not ready to unveil that entire mess to y'all, and hopefully one day I can get back to doing what I love to do, which is making the art that I want to make. But before I get into those details, you'll see those on later videos for the 5 year anniversary. I'm doing a big project for 5 years, but I won't start until after the 5 years start. So let me start off by saying this. We are 50,000 views short from 1 million. If you would have told me this a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. We've already made 1,400 subs, and I'm still growing as the days go by and as the shorts go on. So I'm grateful for the 1,400 plus subs. I'm also grateful for the 9,000, 900,000, 950,000 views. So those two premises off grip, I'm really proud of. I have so many videos that I'm so far behind on that until I finish one project, I can get back to working on all the other projects. There's been a bunch of projects that are so in the works, and with me working a full-time job while also trying to handle all of this solo, it's a lot of work. So I appreciate everyone, honestly and truthfully, for their patience. Let me say that. Like, it's very honest and truthful patience that normally doesn't come around because you either hear right now or you missed the moment. There's so many moments I have from the last year alone that I'm mad I missed out on from posting that I really haven't had a chance to, how you say, put it all in motion. And I think that's the bigger problem when it comes to getting all these things done and getting all these projects done is that I'm missing the moments that these projects are in and they should be released. And I think that is the bigger problem when it comes to the channel that I truly miss is that I don't have the time that I want to have to finish up so many projects or get so many things done because at the end of the day it's like I have so much other work and other responsibilities that is kind of hard. And like I said, I'm just being, this is like a little housekeeping moment. Like I really am managing a heavy load, and trying to manage the heavy load while running the channel is a lot, and I will admit that it is something that I need to focus on more, but bills got to get paid one way or another. So at the end of the day, I'm making the best of every moment that is here and every moment that's with y'all. So I'm greatly appreciative of everyone who has liked, commented, subscribed, checked out the channel, all that and so much more. So we're going to get started because there's been a lot of sneaker news that has been coming out in the last 24 hours, I will say, that has made a big difference. And even though I spent like the first 6, 7 minutes, giving out the housekeeping notes, that doesn't mean we're going to cut the show short, ladies and gentlemen. We are still going on. So thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share the video. And yes, I'm not wearing my regular, McDonald's All American hoodie today. Today I'm going with the U of H hoodie. Even though when I do my next show, I will be in my TSU hoodie because I celebrate 10 years from graduating from Texas Southern University, the Texas Southern University, on the 15th, and I would have wore it today, but I have a bigger fit for tomorrow, so you'll see it all tomorrow during the short. So let's get started with the sneakers, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started, and I promise y'all, I really have not been doing the late night sneaker talk show like I want to, and that's on me. But I'm gonna get started with something that actually caught my attention, and I really want to, give acknowledgement to. Swerve Strickland is getting his own pair of Reebok Answer threes, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I saw this, and he had the Killmonger theme on during his 24 Dynasty match at AEW and became the first black AEW champion, I was supportive. Now you get your own Reebok Answer 3, and I am still supporting it. And I say, honestly and truthfully, this is a 4 out of 5 off grip. Like, off the grip. No questions asked. And I mean, come on now. Look at the design. Reebok has been, and I'll be honest with anybody when I say this. Reebok has been in their bag for a while. Like, I'm not taking no credit away from Reebok or anything, but I will say with Reebok's being in their bag, and especially Swerve getting his own shoe, I think honestly and truthfully, this is because AW's had other wrestlers had their shoes, but Swerve's shoe looks really genuinely nice, and I don't want to take any credit from that. Like if it's anything less than a 4 out of 10, I want to know. I mean, not 4 out of 10, excuse me, 4 out of 5. I want to know why. I want to know honestly and truthfully why does this shoe deserves any less than a 4 out of 5? If you say 3.5 out of 5, I want to hear your argument. Like I want to hear your reasoning because at the end of the day, I can give you my reasons on why the shoe is actually solid, like hands down. But can you give me the reason why it isn't solid? Like that's what I want to know. That's what I want to hear. Like I don't want to hear no BS excuse like, oh, it's a black man having a shoe. No, 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 no. I want facts. I want to say that either you're gonna talk about the Reebok Answer 3, or you're gonna talk about Swerve. And at the end of the day, I watch AEW every now and then when I have the time, but for Swerve to get his own shoe and it to be a Reebok shoe and not even an Iverson shoe at that, I think that is an amazing accomplishment no matter how you look at it. So I'm not taking anything away from it. So like I said, if you have any complaints about the shoe, let me know below because at the end of the day, we are a late night sneaker talk show. And when this video gets split up into its chops episodes, at the end of the day, we are still going to be doing this as long as we can and until we get the views and the subs up. So at the end of the day, I'm rocking with the shoe. If you're not, let me know why in the comments below. All right, let's talk about this shit show right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Nike Air Jordan 1 Low Shadow Crystal. And I'm not going to say the company name because I'm not trying to get chewed out right now. I ain't got the time nor the energy. I, I, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm coming at it from two different perspectives. And y'all might feel like I'm going to say that I'm out of pocket for this, but I'm going to be dead ass honest with you. I'm gonna be dead ass honest with you. I don't know why in this economy you're putting crystals that you can't touch with your bare hands on a shoe, raising the price up to $1,000 fucking and you expect nobody to clown on the shoe. Like Dior made sense. Like I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending Dior by any means of the imagination. That's not what I'm doing. Dior in itself, the price still didn't justify, excuse me, the shoe. But it made more sense than this. It made way more sense than this, especially spending $1,000 on Swat. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not gonna butcher it and then have y'all clown me in the comments. I ain't got time for it. So I'm not gonna let this Air Jordan Shadow with crystals in it that goes for a band piss me off any more than it has already done in the shorts. If you see any shorts, then you know how I feel. Now, if it was just a shadow, and if the price was probably 7 to 8, I can understand. I mean, I've seen the brand did with Nike shoes that has been from 450 and up. So a band on a pair of Air Jordan 1 low shadows. But that's not the part that irks me. That's not the part that makes me realize like, oh, y'all are just full of shit. And the reason I say they're full of shit, and if I get a brand deal, that's fine. I'm if they try to say you can't be honest, you can't be your full honest self, I'm gonna ask why, because at that moment in time, I need to know why I can't be my full honest self, because I'm giving y'all the real deal, spill. And I'm sorry, but a band, and the worst, at least the positive is I found out that it is coming full size, and I'm like, okay, cool. That redeems the comment I was gonna make earlier, but it's women's sizes, and I'm gonna say this in the most proper context ever. I have nothing against women's sizes because even I bought men's size shoes in women's sizes because they have better. Some of them have better shoes. My only argument is you could have done men and women's sizes for the footing, especially when you can't barely touch the crystals and you have to use a certain way to actually put on more crystals or to replace the crystals that you lost or not lost, excuse me, that have fallen off the shoe. So I am not in the most positive camp for this shoe. And it's nothing against the design of the shoe itself, or nothing against the shoe that this is based off of. More or less, my main issue with the sneaker is the price and just generalizing it to women's sizing. Like, don't get me wrong, Virgil has done Athletes in Progress, and I love that run with him. And even then, I I am I have a pair of the shoes, and I support the shoes, but the price and comparison do not compare. And I think that's my main conflict of interest. It's like you're spending this money on this shoe, and if you wear it, you can't regularly clean the shoe. You can't clean it how you want to clean it. So you really got this is a shoe that you wear probably once every blue moon on a fancy occasion, and even then, it's kind of like, do you really want to risk it and mess up the shoe? Like, I'm sorry, in this economy, and I'm gonna be dead ass honest with y'all, you won't see me paying a band for a shoe. I don't care how many jewels got on that motherfucker. I am not paying a band. Now, if you pay the band, let me know how you feel about it. Let me know how y'all rocking with it. That's on y'all. But me personally, in my finances and my real life struggles, I can't do it. I personally cannot do it, and I have to live with that decision. But needless to say, I'm not against it. I just know who the shoe is really marketed for. It ain't marketed for a brother like me, especially when your main size selection is for the ladies. And like I said, I have nothing against the ladies getting their shoes. That is not what I'm saying. I just wish they would have did either both men's and women's sizes and made it more limited, or at least did something that would make me want to be like, okay, it's not a Dior run, but it's a run at least that you're trying something and you're just trying it to see how well it sells. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain. I just hope if you get it, let me know how you feel about it. If you don't get it, I understand. I'm not gonna give it a rating only because the price of the shoe is too high for me to even fucking rate it. But needless to say, let's go on to our next shoe, ladies and gentlemen. So I talked about this in the shorts. K Swiss and Raheem Miles are releasing 3 signature shoes this year. This is the first one that releases on May 30th. So I don't know when this video is getting chopped or whatnot because I have a long list of videos to chop. And get in order and to make the compilation videos. So make sure you go support them. But honestly and truthfully, I said in my short that this is like Chromacopia, the sneaker, and I I really do truly want to give K Swiss his credit because if you watch the channel, if you follow the channel, you know I love flame the Noctas every chance I get because they basically look like Nike's version of K Swiss, and I'm not stopping. And there's nothing you can do to tell me otherwise, especially when you have the big bodies. And I can find if I find my K Swiss my collegiate days. Then yes, I had a pair of K Swiss. For those who know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't ask questions because you ain't ready for them answers. But I'm saying this. This shoe to me, and I'm gonna be honest with you, creatively, I'm gonna give it a 3.7 out of 5. I want to see the other two sneakers because the other two sneakers are better than this. Then he might have a run on his money. But I'm not saying, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's sneaker of the year competitor yet. No, no, no. I'm just saying for a boost of creativity, and I think that's the most important thing here when we're talking about the late night sneaker talk show. I personally want creativity when it comes to the sneakers, and this is very creative. And people are already gonna comment and say, "And this is tacky. This looks like a mess. This is like a hot mess." Cool, that is your opinion, but you ain't been in the sneaker game as long as I've been living, and I'm gonna tell you that there's very few people that I actually talk to that can actually give me a verbatim debate on the sneaker market. And I've been collecting sneakers all my life, but I've been buying sneakers and owning sneakers for majority of my life. And when it comes to like creativity, I don't just live in the Nike warehouse because I don't. I've had K Swiss, I've had Reeboks, I've had the ice cream Reeboks, the S Carter Reeboks. Talk to me if you know them. Jordan 2 lows, like what are we talking about here? So I'm speaking from a perspective of creativity, and I just want to see what does he have in store because that is probably the most important question when it comes to the sneaker market in its own entirety. That's just, and like I said, this is my opinion. Take it how you want. I am here for the journey. Honestly, truthfully, for this sneaker, I am really here for the journey, and I want to know from y'all, what do y'all think about the sneaker in y'all honest opinion? Cause I truly want to know what y'all think. Like, that's all. All right, so I'm going back to Nike for a second because I don't know where people are in their thought processes, and I don't know where people are when it comes to Tom Sachs right now. And I'm not defending anything. I am just in a state of mind of asking questions, and I think that's the most important thing when it comes to like knowing sneakers and knowing the brands and the labels who own them is the question of where are we as a society or where are we as a culture when it comes to supporting brands that either have been flagged for doing something else. I'm not trying to get sued because I don't know for sure, or just had public relations issues that are none of my business because they don't pay my bills. And so the sample 2.0 Mars Yard 2.0s, I saw them and I was like, okay, I see why they're hot. I even see why somebody took a photo of them. I'm not saying that they're not worth the photo. I honestly, I'm honestly here for the issue, but I know since it's not getting a general release, I mean, even then, it's okay for me. For me personally, I am like, okay, this might be a cool way to tease that Tom Sachs is coming out with a 3.0, and that's cool. That is perfectly cool and understandable. I'm just gonna say it first, and I think people might agree or disagree with my take on this. If if it's not coming out from Tom Sachs, I don't really care too much for it. And that's not to be rude. It's just the fact, like, you are the last two releases, and I'm talking about Tom Sachs and Bode. They cut the cutoff at 10.5, and at that point, it takes the joy out of getting a fashionable sneaker that's collabing with Nike, and you cut the size off at a 10.5. If that was the case, you might as well make it women's sizes and cut it off at 10.5 in women. At least then I would feel better about the sneaker itself. I mean, even then, when you sit there and think about it, it's like, why would you even do this at this time? And I guess I miss the era of the pre-2010s when women's sneakers came in big sizes, so that way men actually had a chance to get them. Because I remember my Jordan 8 Ice Blue 8s. I still have to this day, and I'm gonna use them for a sneaker project that ran in a. I want to say I had them in a 13. No, I had them in a 14 in women, which was a 12 in men's. There we go. And even then, it was like, come on now. When it comes to this sneaker, I don't know where we are as a society to accept this type of sneaker again. And that's my personal opinion. If you have any questions on that opinion, that is on y'all. Y'all are more to say anything in the comments, in the chat. I personally am in a weird place with Tom Sachs, especially with the 2.0 sample here, because y'all know I love samples. But the 3.0, it's kind of weird. All right. Thank you to the Soul Retriever for this photo. And for those who know me, know I called the AE1s earlier on my channel to be the sneaker of the year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are having the first look, thanks to the Soul Retriever, at the AE2 All-Stars release in February 2026. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know if this is going to be the sneaker of the year next year. I'm going to just lay it out on the table. And if I'm wrong, y'all, when I chop these videos up, you're more than welcome to love flame me. I am okay with that. But I want to say this when it comes to the AE2s. I like the design. I like the shoe. I just don't know how the people are going to like it. And I say that because I say this because the AE1 had character. Don't get it twisted. The AE1 has a lot of character. The AE2, on the other hand, it looked like it tried to take a bunch of things and put them together, and it comes out so smooth, fine, and polished that you don't know if you rather just like it for it being the simplistic shoe that it can be, or you're okay with the transition from the 1 and the 2, and you see a lot of the key features in the 1 that are not in the, that were in the 1, not in the 2. And I just want to say without a doubt, when it comes to the AE2, I don't know where we are, like I said with the Tom Sachs conversation, where we are with this sneaker. But I mean, honestly, I'm not saying it's a bad shoe. And I promise you, I truly am not saying it's a bad shoe. I don't know where we are. So if I had to give this sneaker a honest rating, I'm going to give it a 2.9 to a 3. Only because the AE has a lot of hype around him. Now, I'm not going to lie. If Minnesota ends up winning a ring and he does a special Timberwolves edition, I think that shoe might actually be legitly fire. But right now, with this one, and I think the other one that dropped earlier, the other preview that I think I did on a few weeks back, I don't know how I truly feel about the AE2. But I want to get into a conversation real quick. And if y'all watch the channel, y'all already know where I'm going with this. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and check out the channel. But let's talk about it. We all know the next set of the A1s drop tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, wait. Hold on. Come here. We about to come here. Come here. Look at me. Come here, a little bit closer. There you go. You see me. You see my face. Let me take off the glasses for y'all so y'all can see me. You see me, right? I'm calling this. This is going to be not this version of the shoe, but this and Brick by Brick are going to be the two shoes right now running for Sneaker of the Year. I'm calling it now. And I'm not saying this as a hype beast. I'm not even saying this as a independent sneaker content creator. I'm saying this off of artistic representation of the sneaker. Like, I'm speaking from a genuine critic. Them brick by brick had the hype alone. That's fine. I can accept that. But the A1s also not only had the hype, but it had the push to literally sell out in 5 minutes. I've been on the sneakers app since day one. I have not seen a sneaker sell out in 5 minutes. 10 maybe. 15 sure. 7 of course you see them depending on the shoe. 3 to 5 minutes. I ain't never seen that before. I'm gonna be dead honest with y'all. On everything I love, I ain't never seen that before. So when we got 2 pairs coming out, put on the glasses so I can see. The Indigo Girl is dropping tomorrow. But I'm sorry, we have OG Pearl right here. Excuse me. OG Pearl right here. And let me see. Let me see if I can pull up the Indigo Girl real quick without it, destroying the layer. And the Indigo Girl dropping, ladies and gentlemen, dropping tomorrow. If I don't hear that app shut down tomorrow, I swear the first pair is going to be the best pair. Both shoes, I've already gave my ratings. And I am honestly here with it. I am, supportive of both colorways. I'm supportive of Miss Wilson and her sneaker line with Nike. Because I got to tell y'all every time, I'm going to support a black woman when she has a sneaker line because they don't get enough credit as it is. But goddamn it, I'm going to support. So goddamn it, we going to make sure we make the best of this. But when it comes to both sneakers selling out, if both sneakers shut down the Nike app and sell out, we have a real contender for sneaker of the year. And I promise y'all, this might be a hot take, but it's a hot take I'm going to stand 10 toes down on because brick by brick already had this moment. I think these are going to live a longer moment in my opinion. But we're getting to the 30-minute mark. That means we're getting close to the halfway mark, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to make sure, before I go into the next set of topics for the Late Night Sneaker Talk Show, to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and check out the channel because it is greatly appreciated. I promise y'all, thanks to the Super Chat and the very few small donations that I have with the Super Chat, I did get a new webcam. I have the DJ Pocket 3, the DJ Pocket Osmo 3, and I promise y'all, like, as a travel camera, I think this is worth it. But even then, and I'm not sponsored by DJI at all, so let's get that clear. I don't give my recommendations for shit unless it actually works well for me. So, therefore, this is one of the things I'm appreciative of. But not only that, I want to make sure that everyone's checking on their friends, their families, members, someone that's close to them. Make sure you check on them because you never know what people are going through at this time. And especially now more than ever, I think it's very important that you check on them because we're in the summertime months, ladies, and we're about to head into summer. And even then, summer gets a little stressful for people. And you don't know where they're at in their minds, so you might want to check on them. So that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to take too long on this one, but make sure you also share the videos, share the shorts. We are 50,000 views away from 1 million. And I promise y'all, if I get to 1 million by the anniversary of the channel, I will put up my own money and raffle shoes to only members of the channel. So if you are not a member and if you want to help moderate the membership of the channel, let me know below. I might do the first raffle for subs only and the second raffle for members only. So there's might be 2 raffles, and I might actually get some help with those sneakers as well. I'm going to talk to Flyer Kick, so hopefully, when we do our live show, we'll talk about that on another day. But I'm trying to get the live shows together. I promise y'all, I have been so overwhelmed doing this solo. I promise y'all. But I've got scripts together. I'm getting questions together. And I had one person that had to back off for the moment, and I understand, so I'm going to reschedule that one. Miss Victory has been busy, so we haven't had a chance to communicate. I had another person that I'm still working with. I just haven't gave them an alternate date yet. And I got to send my questions to somebody else, but I'm waiting for them to respond. So that there is all coming. But needless to say, before I waste any more time, let's get back to talking about the sneakers and this late night sneaker talk show, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So from what I've been hearing, and I heard this from Thanos Primal. Shout out to Thanos Primal. Co-host of Sneakers and Stogies, running his own channel, and I'm making sure his channel is being managed properly. He was telling me that Dick's Sporting Goods (DGS) is closing near a deal to acquire Foot Locker for $2.3 billion. This is a late night sneaker talk show. So let's get down with the nitty gritty. I think this is going to be a weird place on the regular market. This is going to put people in a weird place. Because think about it. If DGS buys Foot Locker, does that mean Foot Locker disappears, or are they going to rebrand it? Because you got to think, most malls and most stores have a Foot Locker. Most places do not have a DGS unless it's like a big space. But if that space has both of them, do you get rid of one or do you change it around to something else? And so, with the way the sneaker market and the way the actual market is right now, it's in a very, very weird place. And I honestly want to say this would be good. I want to be optimistic and say this would be good for the market. But I'm going to be honest with y'all and say, I don't like this. This takes me back to like the end of the East Bay era, and I don't want to relive that. Shoot, there was another store. I mean, of course, we got Finish Line that turned into JD's. We got Shoe Palace making a name for itself. We have the mom and pop, some of the in Texas. I'm just speaking for Texas alone. Some of the smaller retailers that actually try to do hype shoes but sell them above retail market. And not adjusting their prices to the market, going down. So it's we're in a weird place right now for sneakers. So I don't know how I truly and genuinely feel about this, but I will say this. I will genuinely say this. If any good comes out of it, hopefully they learn to manage their release windows and their raffle windows a little bit better by using both systems in a way to make sure not only that the bots are not getting them, but making sure that real customers like you and I that are, real loving people of the sneaker community gets to actually get a pair of shoes. So that's what I'm wishing for. And I only wish the best in this situation, because I could be a real Debbie Downer, but I'm choosing not to be. I'm trying to be a little bit more positive as far as not only this being a business move, but more or less a idea for the culture, the sneaker culture. And that's, I genuinely speak from that aspect alone and nothing else, because at the end of the day, I want what's best for the culture. And I will say backdooring has truly ruined the culture. So hold on. I wanna take a post from the Soul Retriever again, and I wanna go back a second. I wanna go back because I don't think I expressed my true love, hate, and frustration, not with the AE1 and AE2, but the comparison. So as you see here, we have a comparison between the 1 and the 2. Like the 1, and I'm not going to take no more than 3 minutes on a 3-minute tirade. So I'm going to start at literally the 36th minute, and I'm going to go into it deeply because I want to get into this rant really quick and don't want to take any more time from other sneakers. So I'm about to start it right now, and we are going in 3, 2, 1. All right, so the AE1, when I called it sneaker of the year, when I first saw it, the reason I saw it, it was defined. It had a character. And even going into the malls or going into public places and seeing people wearing the shoe, you see that the detail on the side, you see the bottom, and you see how it's black on the top with the laces. Like even the kids that I work with when I teach wear a lot of Adidas more than Nikes, but you see a lot of the AE1 highs. You don't see the lows as much. So when I look at the AE2 in comparison with the 1, it's kind of like, okay, it's simplistic. It's way more simplistic than the 1, but it takes away a little bit of the character. And I think that is the problem with me when it comes to this shoe. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Do not think of me saying this as a bad thing for the AE2. I'm just saying I want to see more colors first before I really go into the in and outs of it, because I mean both orange shoes don't look bad. That's a good thing that both orange shoes never looked bad from the beginning, but it's just more or less, what do you do with a sneaker that has had the hype and the honor of winning sneaker of the year last year, and you bring it back you run it back with a second shoe, and it's like you basically gave me an AE2, with no sugar, no flavor. I want to see the other shoes. I mean, this is only one shoe, and the other one, the first one we saw a few weeks back, looked nice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in all honesty, I don't know. I don't know for this shoe that's coming out in February 2026. It's for All-Star Weekend. Not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, but I want to know from y'all, in an honest opinion, which one would you prefer, the AE1 or the AE2? Because at the end of the day, I think when it comes to really building a legacy of sneakers, and I will give Harden his credit after leaving Nike, he's built a legacy. When it comes to Anthony Edwards and the sneaker, do you think that the AE2 will have a similar legacy as the AE1 if he wins a ring? That is the honest question, because if AE wins a ring, will the 2 get a bigger push than the 1, or will the 1 be the better shoe? That is the honest opinion. Like I said, I'm not taking too much longer on this tirade because I literally only have 24 seconds left, and I promise y'all that I'm not going to hold it up because I want to get back to talking more shoes, but I want to know from y'all. My only discrepancy with this one is I feel like there's a little bit more you could have done to it, but that's all that I can say. If you know where I'm talking about, and if you see it from this photo, let me know. But like I said, my time is up, and I did it literally with 1 second left. So let me take off the shoe. Let me go put on another one, and we'll be right back focusing in on the market. Ooh-wee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my birth month has a shoe that everybody is gonna get, and I think people should be really excited for this one. The Flint Air Jordan 9s are coming back out January 24th, 2026. So that's either good news for 9s lovers, good news for Flint lovers, and good news for people who like their January releases to be something casual and comfortable. Because at the end of the day, I don't know how many of y'all love 9s, but when it comes to certain pairs making a comeback or making a return, I think this is a return that even for me as a non-9 wearer can appreciate even more. And like I said, that's just my honest opinion. I think that when it comes to like real retro colorways, and y'all might hate me for what I'm about to say, but it makes so much sense. A lot of the retro colorways that aren't selling, OG retro colorways that are not selling, that are going to, the outlets, I am here for. Because that means I have a better chance of getting my size for way cheaper, because the hype beasts only want the hype shoe and not the OG shoes that we grew up with. And wait, let me rephrase that we grew up with but never had the chance to get because of the market and because of not getting in the lines, or even if you was with me in the lines waiting for sneakers, never got it, being the next one up and they sell out your size. So I think of that more as the context of what can we do and how do we appreciate this shoe. And since it's returning, I'm just going to give it a straight 3.5, not only for nostalgia, but just because I know there's a lot of 9 lovers here. Shout out to Trey from T&E family. Next shoe. So the next shoe, and I talked a little bit about it on the shorts, is the D'Angelo Russell's first Way of the Wave signature shoe, and it's releasing on the 17th. Now, I will admit this, and I'll be honest with you. On the shorts, if you watch the shorts today from the Sneakers and Stogie channel, that you saw that I did the other shoes that he also released, but I did not do this one. And I think I did the right thing by saving this one. I think the first one that he really just marketed yesterday to everybody as a opportunity. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I don't know how we all as a society feel about Lei Ning, but with after D Wade leaving Jordan Brand or however that issue ended, I don't know, and I have a whole book to read about it, but I don't have the time. And going to a Chinese-based company, and then the Chinese-based company making his shoes until he pretty much retired, and then forth on, and now you pick up D'Angelo Russell to have his first Way of the Wade signature model release. Like I said this on past video. I'm here for all sneaker brand competition to make a name for themselves, and with this first sneaker that's actually dropping, I'm here just to see what it will do. And if I give this shoe only, and not the other ones that I mentioned, I would probably give it a 3. I would say anywhere between a 2.8 and a 3.2, only because I want to see it in person. And like I said, we're doing the ratings based off of visual presence, but when you see a sneaker in person, and I can give you an example. I love my Black Diamond SBs to death. I love them to death because it's the closest I'm going to get to Tiffany without getting to Tiffany. But when you see that sneaker in person, you get a different respect for it, and you get to kind of see the creator's design and how they implement their design into the sneaker. And I think that's very important, especially when we're talking about sneakers on the Late Night Sneaker Talk Show. So therefore, I really do envision he's gonna have a successful run with Lei Ning in the Way of the Wade run, but I really do want to see, in all honesty, how it's going to go from there. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this sneaker. I truly want to hear from y'all more than anything, especially when we break into the chat and go from there. But like I said, when these videos get separated, or when I have the time to actually fully separate them, you will know in the comments. I read my comments, and I try to respond at least within 24 hours to 48 hours, depending on how's it going. My duck is sick. Hello, my duck is sick. Hell yeah, Unc. Wow, I'm technically an uncle, and I got a bunch of nieces and nephews, but I'm not gonna be petty and turn the slang of Unc to something else. But let's get to the next sneaker because I only have 15 minutes left on the Late Night Sneaker Talk Show. Like I said, I'm at least trying to do it once a week, and because after March I kind of got burnt out. But Feng Chin Wang and Converse are dropping the Converse Chuck 70 Low colorway May 20th, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. Converse might have did something for the casual sneaker wearers, not the hype beast, not the other ones that try to do the most with them. The casuals, we're here. So I honestly like this shoe because it looks weird, and y'all might say I'm out of pocket for this, but for $130. No, you're fine. I like to tune in and I like to have a little fun. I like to have a little fun while I'm talking about sneakers. I don't want to be boring and just not have any fun. So you're fine. Like I said, I take jokes all the time. But, oh my God, I'm getting old. But thank you for the compliment. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you sub to the channel. Honestly and truthfully, I appreciate all the subs. Hold on. Okay, so Thanos Primal just got on my ass because I said the name. And he said, hey, yo, don't say the name out loud again. So I'm gonna do my co-host a solid and do better with saying the name, saying the wrong name properly and doing better. But if I had to give the shoe a rating, thank you so much for the sub. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, and honestly and truthfully, I will let you know when I really stick to a schedule of the Late Night Sneaker Talk Show. I promise y'all. But if I had to give this Chuck 70 a rating, and I want to give it a rating so I can get back to more shoes, I'm going to give it a 2.9, only because the brown pair didn't sell me. It's the top pair. The top pair sold me, honestly and truthfully. But make sure you also go check out the shorts. I normally do my shorts every day between 12, 3, 6, 9, and 12. And I only do them on weekdays during the workday, but not on the weekends because I need a freaking break. Hold on. Ha! Ha! I just caught the name. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. YouTube let you get away with that. That is murder. But at the end of the day, fuck it. You only live once. And at this point in time, you might as well make the best of it. So your name is the laugh of the day. All right. Let's go to the next shoe. Let's talk about it. Let's live it. Let's live in the moment. All right. Now, I'm a Celtics fan. Yes, I know. I'm from Houston. I'm a Celtics fan. What a contradiction. I know. Fuck it. That's not the point right now. The point is that if the Knicks win and they get a ring, they will finally be uncursed. Wonderful. I'm here to talk about sneakers only. And Jalen Brunson warmed up for Game 5 in the WTR Kobe 5s. Can we have a re-release? Can we have a general release? Please. Now, I'm here for the sneaker. I'm only here for the sneaker. And even then, it's a Kobe. We're getting... Thanks to Vanessa Bryant for just dropping multiple designs and, you know, whatever she feels to come out the closet and that we never got as an actual release to be an actual release, I'm here for. So if we can get a release of this, I'm here for it. I'm sold on it. But I know it's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen. But needless to say, anyone who knows me, who knows my sneaker style, knows that I like crazy colors. And I've still lived that moment, and I would rock these Kobe's. Hands down. These might be the only Kobe's besides the Wetas that came out last month that I would go in for. Hold on. I'm sorry, Thanos Prime was really getting on my ass. All right. So, needless to say, I just want to re-release. I just wanted to take a few moments out of everybody's day to let them know I want a genuine release. That's all. But let's go to the next shoe. I only have 10 minutes left of the show. Like I said, I am trying to do better and to moderate the time a little bit more. So let me go back. Let's get another Nike before I go to Adidas. And I don't want to use Adidas to close out the show. I really don't. So I might find another shoe in between to close out the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are the Dover Street Market Nike Vomero Zoom 5s. And if you know about Dover Street Market, you know they've been around for the last few years making a real big name for themselves. But for a Zoom Vomero to come out within the last 2 to 3, I'm going to honestly give this a 3 rating. 2.5 to 3 rating just because I want to stick in the middle. Like, I'm trying to be unbiased. But the actual photo of the shoe is solid. Like, it's a solid photo. I want to see more. All right, y'all be easy. Enjoy. Thank you for subbing. I'm not going to be on much longer anyway. Your boy's tired himself, but I'm not closing out yet. I still have 10 freaking minutes. So, like I was saying, I honestly think the shoe itself will be nice. But it's going to get a middle rating from me because I already know the hype beasts are already going to try to, snatch it while they can. So, if you get it, let me know in the comments. If not, I understand. Hold on. For those who wonder why I turn off the image and then re-picture it, it's because of the fact, like, it comes back unproportioned, and I don't like that. I don't like having to do automatically fit to screen from the jump, and it looks tacky. So I might as well just hold the pause button and go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Clut and the Adidas Superstar Breathe, well, Adidas with a Superstar Breathe, release a wide juice launch May 23rd. An Adidas release has no date yet, so this is to be announced can notice for Adidas, but I think this is more of a Asia release, and Clot has always been the bane of my existence because every time I enter a raffle for these shoes from that brand, I never win. Never. I have better chances on winning the sneakers app on a non-hype beast shoe than winning on Clot. So I'm going to give this shoe an honest 2.8 rating, not because of the pink, not because of the ruffles or anything like that. It looks like a nice shoe, but I feel like it's not for everyone. I feel like this is mainly a ladies release, and even then I feel personally that this sneaker will be appreciated in a later context. And that's just me. Like right now I'm not feeling it, but I feel like later down the line I feel like it would be the sneaker that a lot of people will come back to and be like, "Hey, bro, you was wrong about the sneaker." And I'm a man of my issue. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. But if not, it is what it is. I'm not complaining. But it's still a nice shoe. I don't take away from the niceness of the shoe. But I am gonna close out this episode with one sneaker, and it caught my attention. I love art. I genuinely love art. I do. And y'all know I like to give creators their flowers. I really do. This is a Joshua Videz off-white Jordan 1 high customs, and I feel like he did the time to actually not only Sharpie this, but to make it his own. I like customs. I like art. I really do. And to each his own for those who do or do not like it. I feel like these would actually be fire in their own context. Now, I'm not going to rate the shoe because I'm not going to, be rude to any artist that actually takes the time to make customs unless the customs are a miss. But these are straight fire, so I'm not going to do anything, negative. I want to say this. I think that we should really, and I'm going to be honest with you, the way the market is going, we should really appreciate the custom sneakers because at this point, if Nike or Adidas do not get creative enough to make their own ideas flourish, then they'll probably try to steal ideas from creators like this. And I think that would be the bigger problem in the sneaker market. Now, y'all might come at me and say, like, it's just a custom. How could they steal ideas? People steal ideas every day. And if you ain't making a move with your idea, then somebody's going to take it and run with it. So I'm saying this as a honest surveyor of the sneaker market. Like, I really do want this to be a great custom that doesn't get stolen, but inspires the next generation of creators that actually want their shoes designed and make their own brands of shoes, because at the end of the day, that's all we have left, in my opinion. And I'm just being honest here. Like, there are certain names that float around the sneaker market that, will always get the validation and the appreciation they deserve. But when it comes to, like, customs, appreciate them while we can. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we have 4 minutes left on the Late Night Sneaker Talk Show. And I genuinely want to say this. And I don't know if I talked about it on the shorts or not. I don't know if the short came up. But by the time people are watching this, I don't know if the short has came out or not. So I want to do it a rating. This is Stussy or Stussy, depending on how you say it. I'm American, so I normally say Stussy, but I'm going to say Stussy. And the Nike Air Bartoro High collaboration. And if they're dropping all 8 shoes and they're not region locked, I've already gave my favorites on the short. But if we're just talking about the entire collection as a whole, it's getting a 2.8 from me. Like, some of the colors are a hit, some of the colors are ass. That's a fair rating either way. I'm saying this as someone who wants to, like, I'm going to give them their credit. Where credit is due, I'm going to give them their credit. They're taking a shoe that nobody really knows and trying to make it their own with the respects of the brand and the collaboration. So I'm gonna give the shoe its credit. I'm gonna give Stussy their credit when it comes to this. People are saying it's a miss. People are saying it's fire. I'm dead in the middle until I see it in person. But I am gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I want y'all to answer this question in the comments or when the videos get chopped. Which pair would you rock from this? Which pair of the Stussy Nike Air Bartoro highs would you rock? Let me know in the comments below, because I really want to hear y'all opinions, and I really want to hear from y'all as the community, because we're growing one day at a time, especially after reaching the numbers that we reached. Now, with that being said, we are in our final 2-minute mark, and I want to make the best of this, so hold on 1 second. There we go. There we go. It's a little bit brighter. Hopefully, you know, I don't like doing this because I don't like giving y'all a few view of my chaos right now in the editing that I'm doing and everything that I'm living with right now. So, with these last 2 minutes, I do want to say I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I will do my best to be on Wednesday at 9. If not, I will definitely let y'all know when exactly I'm going to be on again, or at least give y'all a heads up. But I definitely am appreciative of everyone who's liked, commented, subscribed, checked out the channel. Make sure you check on your friends and family. Make sure you support the channel in any way. Like, we are at 1,400 up subs. We are at 950,000 views going, and the channel only grows from here. So I really do appreciate everyone who has liked, commented, subscribed, and checked out the channel. And hopefully y'all are here with us for more, and hopefully you get to see more as the summer comes along. Because like I said, I only got 6.5 business days of work, and after that, it's all guns a-blazing, ladies and gentlemen. I will be living my life for the fullest for the next few months and getting a lot of things done and a lot more content as well. So I just wanted to say that before I sign out. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, always leave a comment under the videos. If you want to know about more videos that are dropping, or if you want to know about the special competition I might give, if we reach a certain number by the anniversary, then let me know in the comments below. But make sure you also sub to the channel. With that being said, this is Landon Strange signing out. I'm about to hit that 1 hour mark in a few. And we're going to hit this yurt one last time in literally 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.